TCI, page 24, Planet Earth. Section 1. Small and large changes on Earth's surface. You were on a field trip to the Namib Desert in Western Africa, home of some of the largest sand dunes in the world. As soon as you arrive, you look down and notice a beetle. You get out a magnifying glass and see its tiny footprints in the sand. The beetle created small changes to the sand dune. But how might these small changes like these add up to large changes over time? So let's first talk about changes on a small scale. Changes on Earth can happen at all scales, from microscopic changes to changes that affect the entire planet. Scientists study changes on Earth's surface at different scales to understand the processes that have shaped its features. For example, when the beetle in figure 1a steps on grains of sand, the grains grind against each other. This causes small-scale changes as the sand breaks down physically. Weathering is the breakdown of rock on Earth's surface. Just as the beetle and other organisms can break down rock, so can water, ice, wind, and gravity. Weathering is also what causes sand to form in the first place millions of years ago. Over time, rock material breaks into smaller pieces that can be moved. Erosion is the removal of rock material by wind, water, ice, or gravity. What happens after the rock material is removed from its original location? Well, the rock material can be deposited in a new location. Deposition is the accumulation of eroded rock material that has been transported from another location. Figure 1a shows sand dunes caused by erosion and deposition on a small scale. That's the picture you saw up above. Many small changes add up to large changes. Small changes can eventually lead to large changes on Earth's surface. Look at the satellite images of the Namib Desert in figure 1b. On the left is an image of enormous sand dunes. Some of the largest dunes in this desert are 240 meters tall. That's almost 2.5 football fields. And 32 kilometers long. That's about 20 miles long, among the largest on Earth. How did they form? Just as sand ripples are formed by erosion and deposition, sand dunes are also formed by erosion and deposition, in this case on a much larger scale. The satellite image on the right shows the Namib Desert in its entirety, over 80,000 kilometers squared of wind-blown sand that accumulated over the course of 55 million years. And as the image shows, the desert sand is still moving. Continued weathering from people and animals walking on the sand and from wind and moving water break down the grains even further and turn them to dust. Wind carries the dust in great plumes that loft out over the Atlantic. Weathering, erosion, and deposition cause many small changes that, over time, can lead to large changes that shape Earth's surface. Weathering, erosion, and deposition on Earth are the result of interactions between the 4 Earth systems you have just learned about. Rock, water, wind, and organisms are all part of these systems. Rock that comes in contact with water, ice, wind, and organisms is broken down into smaller material and transported and deposited at different locations. These interactions, whether they happen on a small scale or a large scale, result in constant changes that have shaped and will continue to shape Earth's surface.